Hi guys, it's Mr. David here, and today, once again, we are going to continue our series of amazing lessons about animals. In our last lesson, we talked about zoo animals. We learned a few new animal names that we didn't know before, because in the previous lesson from that one, we learned about farm animals. And in our previous lesson, we learned about zoo animals. So, today, we are going to continue to study zoo animals and also to learn how to say I have and I don't have. So, and these are the pictures of all the zoo animals that we learned in our last lesson. If you didn't watch that video, click on that link over there and you will be able to watch it. Now, before we start the lesson revising the animals, let's first revise what a zoo is. So a zoo, as we said before, is a place where people can go to see many different animals. And what are those animals? So let's revise them. So we have our first two pictures, and obviously the animal is the elephant. And now there is a sentence about the elephant. So it's sort of like a fact about the elephant. So an elephant is the biggest land animal. So it's not the biggest animal because the biggest animal is the whale. But the whale lives in the ocean and in the seas. So that's why the elephant is the biggest land animal. So now we have our next two pictures, and this animal is the tiger. And now a little fact about the tiger, a very easy one. Tigers are orange and black. And they are also white. Not all tigers are orange and black. Some tigers are just white and black. Now we have the next two pictures. And this animal is the monkey. And monkeys like climbing trees and eating fruits. So on the top of the trees there are fruits. They like climbing there and eating them. The next two pictures, this animal is the bird. Now there are many different birds as we discussed before. We have parrots, seagulls, ostriches. And now the fact about the birds. Birds can fly high in the sky. So this animal is the lizard. And the fact about the lizards have 4 legs and 1 tail. So that's why they are different from snakes, because snakes have no legs, and lizards have 4 legs. I'm sorry. So our next animal is the hippo. And hippos can swim underwater for 5 minutes. For how long do you think you can swim underwater? This animal is the giraffe. And giraffes are the tallest animal because they're very, very tall. Our next two pictures are of crocodiles. Crocodiles can swim underwater and they can also walk on land. This animal is the spider. And spiders can build webs and eat insects and even birds. Some spiders are big enough that they can eat birds. Our next animal is the snake. And some snakes can also eat birds, like the spiders. Our next animal is the zebra. And zebras can run very fast. So this was our last animal, and these were the animals we learned in our last lesson. Now let's cover some grammar. So let's talk about I have and I don't have. We did the same in our last lesson when we studied farm animals. If you didn't watch that video, click on that link. So, if I say that I have something, like for example a book, then I would say I have a book. But if I don't have it, for example an apple, then I would say I don't have an apple. And if we use the same example with plural, when we have many things, in this case apples, then I would say I have apples without the article. And if I don't have it, like books, then I would say I don't have books. Once again, without the article. Now, in our last lesson, when we discussed farm animals, we visited Jack's farm. And when we went to Jack's farm, we asked Jack some questions. For example, do you have horses on your farm? Do you have cows on your farm? Do you have pigs on your farm? And Jack gave us some information about his farm. He told us, I have 2 horses on my farm. I have 5 sheep on my farm. I have 7 chickens on my farm. I have 4 cows on my farm. I have 3 goats on my farm. And I have 3 pigs on my farm. So these were the animals that Jack has on his farm. Then we asked Jack about the other animals that we learned. And he said, I don't have frogs on my farm. I don't have ducks on my farm. I don't have a dog on my farm. I don't have cats on my farm. And I don't have mice on my farm. So these were the things that Jack told us about his farm. But today we are in a zoo. So let's find out what animals are there in a very special zoo. So I would like to introduce you to Oliver. Oliver is a zookeeper. Let's see if he's... Oh, hi Oliver. How are you? It's really nice to see you. Where is he going? Not again. Oh, now you're a lion. So, hi Oliver, I wanted to talk to you. And he's gone again. My brothers are very, very naughty. It's almost impossible to talk to them. Now you're an owl. Woohoo! Woohoo! Very funny, Oliver. I really wanted to talk to you. Can you come out to talk to our students? They are waiting for you. Oh, so there's Oliver. Oh, with his elephants. So, this is my brother Oliver. And Oliver is a zookeeper. Because Oliver works in a zoo. And Oliver's favorite animal, as you can see, is the elephant. So today, our task is very simple. We are going to look at Oliver's zoo and we're going to find out what animals he has. So this is a map of Oliver's zoo. And you can already see some animals there. I can see a lion, a zebra, a crocodile. I can see a monkey. I can also see a hippo, a giraffe, a panda, and an elephant. So let's look at Oliver's zoo and ask him a few questions. So Oliver, do you have any zebras in your zoo?
I have 12 zebras in my zoo.
Okay, very good. And what about crocodiles? Do you have any crocodiles in your zoo?
I have 4 crocodiles in my zoo.
And what about monkeys? Do you have monkeys in your zoo?
I have 20 monkeys in my zoo.
That's great, so many monkeys. And what about hippos? Do you have hippos in your zoo?
I have 1 hippo in my zoo.
Okay. What about giraffes?
I have 3 giraffes in my zoo.
Wow, 3 giraffes. Can you imagine that? Okay, finally, what about elephants? Do you have elephants in your zoo?
I have 8 elephants in my zoo.
Wonderful! So we just learned about the animals that Oliver has in his zoo. But what about the other animals that we learned? Let's ask Oliver about those animals too. So Oliver, do you have any snakes in your zoo?
I don't have snakes in my zoo.
Okay. What about spiders? Do you have spiders in your zoo?
I don't have spiders in my zoo.
So he doesn't have snakes and he doesn't have spiders. But you have to have lizards. Do you have lizards in your zoo?
I don't have lizards in my zoo.
He doesn't have lizards either. Okay, what about birds? You need to have birds in your zoo. Do you have birds in your zoo?
I don't have birds in my zoo.
Okay, that's unusual. And finally, what about tigers? I didn't see tigers. Do you have tigers in your zoo?
No, I don't have tigers in my zoo.
Okay, that's interesting. So Oliver has no tigers in his zoo. But we learned today that Oliver has lions, zebras, crocodiles, monkeys, giraffes, and hippos, and even elephants. So, today we learned a lot of interesting things about Oliver's zoo, and we got to ask him some questions about his zoo. So, today our lesson is over. That's me, my brother Jack, and my brother Oliver saying goodbye.
Bye.